Many people know that politics is a game for grabbing headlines, and over here in the United Kingdom we've just recently had the conference for the Conservative Party, headed currently by the Right Honourable Kemi Badenoch. And she's done a very good job, whether you're a fan of the Conservatives or not. She's certainly got people talking. But it's this other party member inside the Conservative Party that's really grabbing the headlines. And many people have a lot to thank Robert Jenrick for. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome as ever, one and all brand new subscribers. Nice to have your company. As I say, politics, strange game, cover it all the time, and it really is about now who can get the headlines, the platforms. When we were younger, of course, these conferences went on forever. People gave a speech and were supposed to be inspired by that. The younger generation really don't care. They want action. Now, as I said, Robert Jenrick, very much a vocal part of the Conservative Party, is doing an incredible job. You see, if it wasn't for him, Sadiq Khan would have not galvanised himself into trying at least to stop the endless crime going under the London Underground, the London Tube service. People just walking through gates without paying, the staff being paid a lot of money simply to ignore them. And as Robert pointed out, there are ways and means of stopping them. Very quickly after Robert did a digital media expose, suddenly things moved. Robert also did a wonderful expose on the world of car boots. If you've ever wondered where all of your tools go, and indeed lots and lots of shoplifted goods, all you really need to do is pop down to your local Sunday car boot and you can spot many of them there. And Robert, again, we have a lot to thank for. This particular story, though, got him in hot water. Oh yes. This is the one where he basically pointed out that in certain areas of Britain's second biggest city, Birmingham, well, it was simply no whites to be found, and indeed British was not spoken. This created an absolute divide, as you can imagine. And of course, all the usual suspects were basically saying, oh, that's not true. Well, that's absolute 100% correct. Robert is correct, right? And you can go to various cities up and down the United Kingdom where not only do you sort of look like something out of another planet, i.e. if you're blonde like me, well, you just don't see your own kind. Now, as you know, I'm all for mixing inclusivity, and if people want to integrate into society, that's a wonderful thing. But people started to attack Robert, saying he was dreadful, he was being, creating havoc, etc. In particular, the BBC, couldn't wait to lash out on Mr. Jenrick. But you see, the BBC are very short-sighted and not very bright, as I've told you on many occasions. If you think about this particular person, Nihal or whatever, right, remember him. Now, I worked with him many years ago, very much a sort of desperate wanting to be famed person. Didn't quite get there, but, was given enough opportunity, particularly from the BBC when it suddenly meant something. The moment, though, that it didn't mean something, Nihal decided to go in front of social media and point out that he found it very difficult to go into work, and it triggered his mental illness because as he walked into work, all he saw was a sea of white faces. Oh yes, and the fact is, he wondered exactly how he could get through the day. So much so that the BBC decided they were going to do an investigation and try and placate this miserable star. And I use that term loosely. But you see how this is double-edged sword. He's allowed to say that about walking into an industry where, whether that's right or wrong, there's just an element of that particular sector. But suddenly, if somebody points this out and says, this is a whole community that doesn't integrate, that doesn't speak English, that's running their own sections completely, entirely on their own, and he is a leading minister, he's shot down in flames. What I would ask, though, is, who do you think's right? Of course, it's a great debate, but the bigger issue truly is this. It is a debate, and one, of course, that in many people suspect Mr. Jenrick was in fact correct. As for Nihal, well, where's he now? He got his 2 seconds of fame by posting this on social media, but then many people thought we're too busy trying to keep a job ourselves, to pander to, of course, yet another attention-seeking case. Neil Shawn in the very heart of London.